Lance Anoi'a.
There you go.
From the famous wild Samoan wrestling family. For those that know, your father Samu.
Yes.
What was it like growing up in this family? And by the way, we're at Gangrel's Wrestling Asylum here in South Florida at the Casino Dania Beach. You just had an awesome match with Austin Gunn, second generation wrestler versus third generation wrestler.
That's correct.
What was it like for you growing up and then also getting trained from Samu?
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to be down here in South Florida, but back to me growing up in this family that we have here, and my family, the Samoan dynasty. It's been hard. Like, we deal with hard times. You know, my whole family, they've been traveling up and down the East Coast, not even the East Coast, the world. And having a father who does this, he's not around much often growing up because we're on the road over 300 days a year. But my father was lucky enough. He would take me along with him, carry me on his suitcase, and I would be with him every step of the way. And then finally, when he called quits, he wanted to watch his children grow up. So that's when he stopped and then watched me and my sister become the parents that we are now. So we were brought up well, and like I said, growing up I never thought I'd be able to pursue this dream of mine and follow in my family's footsteps. I never wanted to in high school. Growing up, never wanted anything to do with wrestling. And then I finally decided, right out of high school, this is what I want to do, and this is what I will push for the rest of my life.
Did you play sports in high school?
I did. I was a baseball player.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you're the baseball route, because you hear a lot of football players, and amateur wrestlers and all. But you actually were, Macho Man was a baseball player, though. I know that.
Well, especially the Samoan families, we're all known. Roman Reigns, my uncle Manu, the Usos, they all played football. Rosie, they all went to University of Hawaii. They played football, and I just wanted to be the different one and play baseball. But that didn't go the way I wanted it to, and. Now,
well, did you start in high school? Did you get to start on the baseball team?
Yes.
I mean, how good, Ryan? It's hard to say for yourself, but still, how good were you as a baseball player?
I was a center fielder. I made
all region or all
district in our school district, and growing, like, I've been playing since I was 5 years old, and all through high school it was baseball, and then my freshman year in high school, I got called up to varsity, so. It was a pleasure.
You were pretty good then, if you're getting called up as a freshman to varsity.
So there was only 2 freshmen that got called up. It was me and my one friend that also grew up playing with our shortstop. And yeah, we were the only 2. So we didn't have a great team. We didn't win many games, but it was still empowering, and I got to show my skill out there.
Did you want to play baseball in college and then go pro? Was that the dream for you during those times?
Yes, during those times I wanted to go. So when I graduated high school, I started training when I was in high school for wrestling, but then I slowly, I wanted to pursue baseball more, so I ended up moving to Washington State just to get away from the whole wrestling scene and just focus on baseball in school, who my aunt and my uncle, they live out there, so I stayed with them. And then once school started, I was like, you know what, this ain't for me. I can't. So I had to move back east to Pennsylvania and just continue training hard for wrestling, and here I am, this is my 10-year anniversary, so.
Tell you what, that's interesting in itself. You mentioned, though, you went to Washington State, so you went to college out there and then came back to Pennsylvania. So what high school in Pennsylvania did you go to?
I went to, it's a decent size, it's Allentown, Pennsylvania. I went to William Allen High School. It's the third biggest city in the state of Pennsylvania. It's
behind Pittsburgh and Philadelphia,
yes,
right? Yeah, correct. Allentown. Billy Joel did a song over
Allentown. He filmed it also at the new one he just did right at our casino down the street from where I live. So it's pretty cool. A lot of memories happen there, and also a lot of people don't know that's where WWE begun in Allentown. They used to run TV tapings out in Ag Hall, and that's how my family ended up in Allentown, is because constantly doing there, and they fell in love with the city. So ever since then, thank you to Vince McMahon for running shows, and I've been able to be raised in a wonderful city of Allentown.
That's an interesting fact, really cool fact, and all to know that. For you, when baseball was over, was it over, or did you miss it? Did it take a while to get over baseball?
It was kind of over. I had knee surgery in high school. My senior year, I slid into second base, and I overslid and whacked my knee right on the base. So I had 2 torn meniscus. It took me a little while to heal, and then I was like, I just started taking it easy, and then who would ever know, like, I would go into wrestling, and then even a more dangerous sport. But it's just the love for the sport, and I love it. And then baseball wise, I do miss it. I still do. I wish I could play, but I just know my heart's not all the way in it. I play like recreational softball, like with a men's league.
Men's leagues and stuff. Yeah. By the way, those can get very competitive.
Oh, they
go
are.
real high. I mean,
Yeah.
people don't know too much about that. They know about Major League Baseball, but there are teams that travel, get paid to travel in tournaments and all.
There are, and I'm also a semi-pro dodgeball player.
Nice.
So I am. I've been to.
How'd you like the movie Dodgeball?
I love the movie Dodgeball. So yeah, I'm a semi-pro dodgeball player. I travel up and down the East Coast. This year I'm actually trying out for Team USA and Nationals also. I've been to Nationals out in Chicago for dodgeball. I play along with my cousin. We just got done playing a 2-on-2 tournament, the best in the East Coast. We took 3rd place, but hey, I just like to have fun. And
that's cool.
As long as I'm with family, that's all that matters.
So pro baseball player, pro wrestler, dodgeball. Standout.
And I'm also a father of 2 beautiful daughters, though.
How old are the daughters?
My daughters are 2, and then my oldest will be 7 next week. So.
What does the oldest think about Daddy pro wrestling? And has she got to see you wrestle?
Oh, she loves. She was very upset. Last minute they decided not to come because my youngest daughter was sick, so they ended up staying home. But they love traveling with me, and they just want to be in there. Every time I get beat up, all I hear is their voice, and they're ready to go after my opponent. How
do they react to if you're playing the heel or the bad guy? Have you played the heel or bad guy in front of them, and does she ever say anything to you like, "Oh, Daddy, how come they're booing you?" or didn't have to deal with that?
No, she hates me being a bad guy. She always tells me I'm such a bad guy, or bad guy. She hates
you're bad at being a bad guy, right?
Yeah, she hates it because she always loves just cheer for me, and she hears people boo for me. She'll go and try to attack the fans who's booing me, but they're there for the support and they love it. So, and then also how I was raised with my dad, travel with my dad. I like that, bring my kids also with me. And yeah, enjoy and then let them see the world with me. So,
what do you enjoy about all this, about pro wrestling business?
I enjoy meeting new people and adding more people to my family. Basically, everyone that's in the locker rooms, everywhere I've been, I bring them in as family, and they treat me just as well as family. So, meeting all the new fans, all the wrestlers in the locker room, it's all a pleasure, and I have one big old family.
What is it like for your blood family and just the success that has come throughout the family and just being a part of that? What does that mean to you?
To me, it means the world because coming from such a royalty family,
it's one of the biggest ever in pro wrestling history.
So everyone always compares us to the Harts. They compare us to the McMahons. But to me, I think we're bigger. We produce a lot more. No disrespect to the McMahons, no disrespect to the Harts. But in the past almost 50 years now, there's always been a Samoan at the top. So between you had who started at High Chief Peter Maivia, down to my grandfather, Alpha the Wild Samoan with his brother Uncle Sika, then down to my dad, the Headshrinkers with Rikishi, Yokozuna Umaga right here, and then it just continues. My uncles, Manu. Now you have the Usos, you have Roman Reigns, you have one of the biggest stars, The Rock, and then you have myself. You have my cousin Sefa, who is the twins, the Usos' younger brother. And then my other Jacob Fatu, who is the Tonga Kid's son. So we're growing up. We grew up in the family business, and now we're trying to keep it going. My cousin Jacob, he got 15 kids. But yeah, it's just all about that.